This incredible goal gave England their only World Cup title. But can we get VAR on this one? Is that really a goal? In this video, we'll have a look at the most controversial goals ever scored, or not scored. England's cheeky winner. The last and only time football really did come home was in the 1966 World Cup, hosted by England. Ask an Englishman and he'll tell you about the feat of Sir Alf Ramsey's boys. Ask anyone else and they'll tell you about the dubious refereeing from the first match onwards and the ultimate offense, a ghost goal in the final against West Germany. It came in the 11th minute of extra time, after a 2-2 draw in the full 90. Alan Ball found Geoff Hurst, who struck it true. The ball bounced off the crossbar, bounced off the line, and the Germans cleared it away. But still, Wembley erupted. England celebrated, and a confused referee called it. But was it a goal? Diego never had a doubt.
Un pedazo así. Así.
The hand of God. Of course we'll talk about Maradona in this video. El Pibe was an artist on and off the pitch, and we miss him so. Diego's legend wrote its biggest chapter in the 1986 World Cup, and specifically against England in the quarterfinal duel. The match stands as one of the biggest confrontations in World Cup history. The context of the war between the two countries was so fresh, Diego confessed he wanted revenge. In the 51st minute, a ball was foolishly clear back, and Maradona went up in the air to battle it out against Peter Shilton. Diego won! Argentina went 1-0 up. But it was a handball. There is no doubt about it, unless you were the referee at the game who saw nothing wrong with it. I got up from the ground, saw the ball was in the back of the net, and ran shouting, "Goal! Goal!" Batista came to me and said, "Did you do it with your hand?" And I shouted at him, "Up and hug me." Diego called it the hand of God, as he believed there was divine intervention to it. What was divine was his goal of the century minutes later. The goal was so controversial, it's still being debated in England to this day. Henry's shame. Diego is so influential to football, his goals, skills, and tricks have been copied over the years. Even his handballs. France needed a two-legged playoff against Ireland to book their ticket to the 2010 World Cup in South Africa. With both matches ended 1-0 in regular time, extra time was needed. William Gallas scored the decisive goal in the 103rd minute after an assist from Thierry Henry. But Henry touched the ball with his hand not once, but twice. First to stop it, then a little touch to make sure it wouldn't get away. All hell broke loose, and once France's victory was confirmed, the Irish Football Federation sued FIFA. Thierry Henry felt ashamed by his actions, confessing the handball and even saying he thought it would be just to replay the match.
Yeah, it is the end for me, the national team.
But if we're talking handballs, there's one that feels like a tribute. Maradona or Messi? Poor Leo Messi has been faced with the comparisons and the competition to Diego's myth since he started playing football. Both Argentine, left-footed, playing for Barca, wearing the number 10, capable of impossible skills, dribbles, and goals. At times, Messi looked like a duplicate of Diego, a clone. In 2007, Messi replicated Maradona's goal against England to perfection, except he scored it against Getafe. And not long after, Leo did it again, copying Diego's hand of God against England when he faced Espanyol at the Camp Nou. A moving tribute. If you haven't, go watch the replay. It's incredible that such a blatant hand goal stood. Where was the linesman looking at? Was he having fun at the beach? Now that you mention it, beach goal. You know who hates a day at the beach? Pepe Reina. Also Rafa Benitez. And every single Liverpool fan in 2009. The Reds, in their never-ending chase for a Premier League title before Jurgen Klopp, faced Sunderland at the Stadium of Light. The away fans were having a blast. One of them grabbed a beach ball with Liverpool's badge on it and punched it toward the pitch. Moments later, Darren Bent struck a low shot, ricocheted off the ball, and so the Premier League's strangest ever goal was scored. Liverpool lost. How was I supposed to know what would happen? It was just a bit of fun. And if I could turn back the clock and do it differently, throw the ball into the crowd instead of onto the pitch, then I would. The teenager received death threats, but it wasn't really his fault. The rules of football establish that if an outside agent, be it an interfering object or person, makes its way onto the pitch, the match has to be stopped. But that was the kind of luck Liverpool had back then. Call it karma. Liverpool couldn't lift a Premier League for 30 years, but had impressive success on the European field. The greatest of nights for them was also one of the biggest games in the history of the Champions League, the Istanbul final against AC Milan. Liverpool pulled an unthinkable comeback from 0-3 and won it on penalties. But should they have played the final to begin with? In the semifinals, they faced Mourinho's Chelsea, who had secured a 0-0 draw at Stamford Bridge. After 3 minutes, Luis Garcia tapped in a loose ball in the box and scored. William Gallas cleared it, Anfield roared, and the ref gave it. To this day, we're unsure if it went in. The linesman's view was blocked by Gallas's body when clearing the ball. Mourinho put it best. It was a goal that came from the moon, from the Anfield stands. I felt the power of Anfield. It was magnificent. I felt it didn't interfere with my players, but maybe it interfered with other people and maybe it interfered with the result. The escape. Carlos Tevez' introduction to European football was saving West Ham from relegation. The Argentine was doubted by his coach at first, but managed 7 goals in the final 10 games of the league and the decisive winning goal against Manchester United. Tevez's furious final sprint turned into a miraculous escape from demotion, a fate Sheffield United couldn't avoid. But the Blades took the Hammers to court, appealing Tevez shouldn't have been able to play for them. The unlikely transfers of him and Mascherano to the London club came through an enterprise rather than the club. Let's just say West Ham could never fully explain how the duo arrived. And as the Premier League doesn't allow third-party ownership of players, points should have been deducted. But nothing happened. Only a fine and the immediate and sketchier sale of both Tevez and Mascherano to Manchester United and Liverpool. Nothing to see here. Move along. The Italian job. Messi, Maradona, Tevez. Are you guys picking up on a trend here? Are all Argentinians cheats? Nah, but a lot of Argentinians are involved in controversial goals, one way or the other. Perhaps the third most debated goal ever in a World Cup came in the 1990 final in Italy, between bitter rivals Argentina and West Germany. The defending champions had made it to their second final in a row with a beaten-up Diego, an electric Caniggia, and a penalty-stopping specialist, Goycochea. Argentina had eliminated the hosts, Italy, in the semifinals, and the locals decided to whistle the national anthem before kickoff. And in the 85th minute, Klinsmann fell to the ground in the box, and the result was a penalty that's talked about to this day. Andreas Brehme scored it. Germany won the World Cup, and the Mexican referee, Codesal, never refereed again. I was brave and honest like I always am. The foul was Argentina's fault, not mine. I'm calm and happy. There are two sides of the coin to goals. When you suffer them, it's natural to look for the injustice that led to it rather than just take it. Thankfully, VAR has come to change the game and make it less likely for us to see shocking, unlawful goals. We could have mentioned Aston Villa's fair play goal against Leeds United, or 90% of Real Madrid's penalties in La Liga. Just kidding. If you like this video, be sure to check out this one we did about ghost goals that changed football. Until next time, long live football!